is probably the most excited I've been for a day one NFL draft that doesn't have to do with my 49ers or a ton of quarterbacks. It's been insane trades. My mock draft is totally ruined, but I did get one thing right. I said there's going to be a ton of trades. And once
Nice.
we started, it just kept pouring. Just been an insane draft. Jets are killing it, and we're gonna go over all the big things that happened day one. Matter of fact, we're live right now, and the Chiefs are getting their pick in at pick 30. We didn't want to be too late. And man, we got so many things going on, and we're gonna talk about the fantasy impact. So where do we start? Do we start with the first pick or the first wide receiver or the first trade? Where do we start the breakdown tonight?
That's a great question. I feel like we'd have to talk about, the first offensive player that came off the board, which would be Drake London, I guess, would be the first offensive impact player taken number 8 overall by the Falcons. Is that a good place to start, Sushane?
Yeah, we can go from there and just keep on going down the list.
The Jets. Well, the Jets. I like the Jets taking Sauce Gardner. Then the Giants take Kayvon Thibodeau, and then Panthers take Icky. But let's start there, actually. So Panthers take Icky, and then the Giants get Evan Neal. So what does this mean in terms of fantasy? Like, these are big picks, I feel like. So Icky should help out CMC. I love this pick. Some people thought they were going to go quarterback here, but that would have been stupid at 6.
Yeah, well, they traded a lot of their draft capital, from last year to get Darnold, right? They traded first
a 2 and a 4, I think. 2, 4, 6.
2 and a 4. Yeah. So that's where, they already committed a lot of draft capital to him, so they couldn't really go back to the well for another quarterback, in my opinion. But
yeah, and to add to that, I mean, as we're seeing the way the first quarterback went, we'll get to that later, but 6 looks like it would have been a huge reach for quarterback, and offensive line has been an issue that they really needed to solve for quite a few years now. So good for Christian McCaffrey, good for the offense. I mean, they still have Sam Darnold, so of course it's limited, but like you were saying, it's an important pick for Christian McCaffrey, I guess.
That sounds like the exact same analysis you can give for pick 7.
Yeah, pretty similar, right?
They needed to fix the O-line. We're talking about another crappy quarterback in Daniel Jones. And the same position, they take an offensive tackle.
Yeah.
But is this gonna? I'm a Saquon Barkley truther, Saquon Barkley dynasty owner. Is this gonna help me?
I mean, it should, right? In theory, because offensive line.
It should, in theory, for sure.
Yeah,
as long as he can stay healthy.
Then again, we also have to know, like, lineman. Is he going to be a good offensive lineman? Because the Giants have definitely whiffed on some early picks before, but I think they hit a couple home runs here. That's just my opinion. Immediate reaction opinion, but time will tell.
And this is where the firecracker got lit at pick 8, because now it was a domino effect. We're talking Christian Kirk. We're talking the first wide receiver off the board. And then this was like the precursor to all these trades coming in. So the first wide receiver off the board, Drake London, Atlanta Falcons, number 8 overall. I feel like this was a boring pick and it doesn't really interest me, but like, I want to hear what you guys think. Like, was this a good pick by the Falcons?
Michael, I think they should have. Yeah, I think they should have picked a quarterback last year instead of reaching. Not really reach, but I don't think they needed Kyle Pitts at 4 last year. I think they probably should have, got a quarterback because the draft was so much better from a QB perspective last year. But I guess they're going all in on Mariota this season, and so they had to get him.
No, they're not. He's a bridge, and that's a bigger
this
pick.
season. I'm just
they're going. What is it? I mean, they're gonna use.
He's gonna be the starter, right?
He's gonna be the starter. Yeah.
Buying a quarterback next year, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So with big picture, they didn't admit that they're a rebuild team when they were a rebuild team 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Exactly. They didn't admit. Now they have to admit that, and they finally did. But they're throwing. I mean, they're throwing in this case here. They got the 8th overall pick. Like, what do you do?
Yeah,
I think that they got a Vincent Jackson type player, and I watched his basketball footage because I mean he was a really highly
he's a tall
rated
guy.
basketball player, and I watched his highlights because I play basketball, so I wanted to see for myself like what is this guy? This guy's a beast. Like I'm surprised he played football. Like I'm like wow, like he could have made the NBA probably as a 6'5" guard. But that just shows how athletic he is, and he's mossing people in all his highlights. So. I think with him and Kyle Pitts, like they have the outside weapons that, like for a long time solidified. Now they just need a long-term solution at quarterback.
They just need their Phillip Rivers, and
exactly. They got some big targets though now. Kyle Pitts is huge. That wingspan, and now Drake London, biggest wide receiver in the class. So I like
he's 6'5", right?
He's 6'4", I think he measured the combine, but
what does he run?
6'4", 220. So it's good size. It's a nice size that we like.
Do you know what he ran on his 40 time?
Not at the top of my head.
See, 6'4". Do we have a 40 here? I can get it, but I thought NFL.com would write it. We can get that player profile.
I'm just curious. It has to be like 4'4" or something in that range.
First wide receiver off the board.
Yeah. I don't want to say it was a predictable pick, but I will say a lot of mock drafts, a lot of rumors leading up to the draft had Drake London.
So he dodged the 40. It wasn't
unexpected, I guess.
That's what Amar. Oh, yeah, I watched the interview. Yeah, he didn't run the 40. I think because I don't know why, but
he had a
vertical. He's a 32-inch vertical. Yeah, he had an injury. Yeah.
Falcons suck. I don't know if I'll be drafting this guy in Dynasty. I don't know. I just get
not without a quarterback.
Dynasty, not without a quarterback, but Dynasty might be worth it because, I mean, they are probably angling for a 2023 quarterback. And I mean, if they hit
still got to develop them.
But hey, it's still a huge question mark, and there's a lot of questions, right?
Seattle went Charles Cross, good pick, and then
Seattle could have gone quarterback. That was a potential question mark slash.
I think they're gonna get Baker Mayfield. That's my thing. Yeah, that's my theory.
They're tanking this year.
Yeah, well, they got a lot of draft picks for Russell Wilson. I saw.
Yeah, they had a great haul for him. I like the move. Yeah. I like that they traded Russell Wilson. They knew they weren't going to win a Super Bowl. It just wasn't a fit, right? This isn't like fantasy where you just I got Russell Wilson, I got DK Metcalf. Like the guy has to, he's human. He has to like being there. It has to mesh. The coach, everything has to work. They knew it wasn't going to work. They knew they were going to win 8 games this year. Like that's the worst spot to be in, is to win 8 or 9 games. It's the worst. You get bad draft picks. Everyone's like, this again. Like you either tank or to make a trade. You got to do something, or you're trying to win.
Yeah, you don't want to be stuck in the middle.
Yeah, stuck in the middle is
not a good place.
So they got a good pick though with Charles Cross. I think they're using their picks. They're making the right moves.
Corey's not a fan of that Baker.
And now the fun begins.
Yeah, Baker. It's just an unnecessary move. It's like delaying it. It's like putting a small Band-Aid on a large gaping wound. Disgusting, terrible green-blue wound in Seattle. It doesn't. It's just put a little Baker Band-Aid on it. It's not going to do anything.
Pissed off Baker plays well though. That's all I know. When he's pissed, he elevates his game to spite people.
That is true.
When he's not, he was injured last year too. His shoulder was very injured. Yeah. So assuming he's fully healthy, he has to be better.
Still, to me, it's like, is that your franchise quarterback or not? Is that a Super Bowl win or not? And if you think there's a shot at that, then we disagree there. Then that's a good move. I don't think he's a long-term answer. I think he's old news. I mean, I'm not saying he's absolutely terrible, but it's like, man, one playoff win is like the best case scenario with Baker. And that's not a goal to me. And number 10 is where the draft really started taking off. New York Jets went and got Garrett Wilson, most say the best wide receiver prospect, at least on most people's big boards. Jets are kind of killing it. I feel like this draft, very proud of them. I love what they're doing. New York
teams had a good day, honestly.
Yeah,
Saleh, it's all Saleh. He knows. He has the eye.
Yeah. The 49er brain drain.
If you destroy your young quarterback, your whole franchise is just is terrible. Like it's going to be hard to build that back, and it's like you gotta build them up, and you got to give Zach Wilson a chance. But now is Garrett? What do you think about Garrett Wilson in Dynasty? I don't think this is the best landing spot for him.
About Elijah Moore?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great landing spot. So for Elijah Moore, I mean, going into it, obviously we knew that the Jets were gonna either trade for a receiver or draft one. So
Jamison Crowder went to Buffalo. I know that.
Yeah, then Braxton Berrios, I think he's
signed on the Jets. He's still on the Jets.
He's still on the Jets. Okay, yeah. So they have him then.
Corey Davis is still on the team. So you're probably talking about the future when Corey Davis might not be on the team. I mean, I just don't.
No, Garrett Wilson seems like there's a reason why he's high on everyone's draft boards. I mean, he could be like one of those immediate impact type guys, honestly. And he fits really well with Elijah Moore. The way they're building that offense, I'm a big fan of this landing spot, actually.
Elijah Moore in the slot.
Yep.
Corey Davis and Garrett Wilson on the edge, on the
outside.
Yep. On the outside.
That's and honestly, my opinion of Garrett Wilson is he could either be a true X wide receiver or just a Z if he doesn't, get big enough. But he could play either one of those roles, be a little versatile and play even both. So with Elijah Moore as your slot fixture, it really, in my opinion, I think it's a really nice pairing.
They also got CJ Uzomah. They probably have a little bit of impact. I just don't know like how many targets we're gonna see, but I mean, if you like it, if you think big talent, he can work with Elijah Moore. I mean, I get that. Like we're about to get into this one, right? A lot of Rashad Bateman and truthers when we talk to people that love Dynasty right last year, and then pretty much went to the worst situation to the Ravens, and now it's looking like a very sexy situation. So that's the world of Dynasty. When you got something just 1 year later, 2-3 years later, something big happens, right? Andrew Luck, Deshaun Watson, Todd Gurley, like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, things change so fast. And it's like, if you think Garrett Wilson's the best receiver in this class, and Sushane's putting his stamp on it, saying, "Hey, this could work." As long as Zach Wilson's okay, this offense could flow, and that is the biggest thing. Me, I'm scared. I'm a scaredy cat. I don't know about this one. I don't fully trust Zach Wilson yet, so I'm just a little hesitant.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely dependent on the quarterback. That's for sure. Yeah, there's no arguing with that.
Because Elijah Moore is dope. Corey Davis is something. He's not nothing. They also got another tight end. I know CJ Uzomah's like, maybe you won't even consider him top 20, but I mean, it's still like an upgrade as far as he might be involved.
He was good last year for the Bengals.
He was pretty solid. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, and I do think he is a top 20 tight end, by the way.
I think so, for sure.
Yeah, I think he's decent. And so it's like, I don't know if there's going to be enough targets. I need a little bit of an alpha receiver or a guy who can kill it in certain situations. And I'm actually a big fan of Braxton Berrios. A lot of people watch my DFS videos. I recommended him. He balled out towards the end.
Is he like a poor man's Hunter Renfrow, in your opinion?
He is. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I don't remember if Hunter Renfrow returns, but Braxton Berrios does return as well. And he's really, Braxton Berrios is really good, but man, that's the thing. It's like Zach Wilson.
Well, to me, that sounds like they would be putting Garrett Wilson in the X then, which I'm even bigger fan.
Well, Braxton Berrios is going to be number 4 wide receiver. It's already settled. It's already, and like he always was. When there's an injury, he'll come in and he'll play like on occasion to give guys breathers or on the occasional 4 wide receiver sets. He's going to be number 4. Right? It's just how he. That's just Braxton Berrios for you. That's set in stone. What do we have? We do have a.
Just by the way, the Vikings did trade up, to get the 32 overall just now.
Just now.
Wow.
Okay, I was waiting for a Lamar Jackson moment. So that's.
Could this be a quarterback? Could this be Malik Willis for the Vikings?
Didn't they just say it? Didn't they just say safety?
Louis Cine.
Yeah.
Nice. Good pick. I have him pretty high.
I'm surprised Willis fell out of the first. I thought someone would take.
Okay, so no quarterbacks other than
Kenny
Steelers.
Kenny Pickett. Yep.
That's it.
He was the only first round. Wow.
That's crazy.
So now, this was actually predicted quite a bit, that a lot of teams would go for quarterbacks early second round. So we're going to see tomorrow these teams really jumping to get their Derek Carr juice. They want to sip of that Derek Carr juice, right? Like, Willis,
all of them, but
Howell,
Howell, Corral.
Yeah, they're Corral. Yeah, right here. Many. It's all right here. And it's like you got that itch, like a team's going to have to teams are really, really wanting to trade up and make a move or just stay put and make a move. Like this is it right here, early second round. Because man, just like we saw wide receivers, like once quarterbacks start going, it's gonna run out really fast.
Did Georgia break the record for first round picks?
How many guys do they have? 7, 8?
A lot.
What do you got? Some kind of parlay going, Mike?
No, because I think they might have, because the last pick was the first and last picks of the draft are Georgia players. So
it's on TV right now. 5 Georgia first round
5,
defenders.
So that's a record,
defenders.
Right? Oh wow, all defense.
Oh my god,
that's got to be a record.
That's pretty crazy.
That's never happened before. That's
a lot. That's a lot, dude.
I remember the University of Miami used to have like 3 or 4 every, when they were good. Back in the day, but now I guess it's Georgia. Yeah,
I got no parlays going on, but all those like forms you fill out, like the contest, they always ask those questions, like which division, which conference, which school's gonna have the most picks, and like those are these questions. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. So so what was the first draft? What was the first trade of the day?
So Garrett Wilson goes at 10, and then 11, we had the first trade.
I got it up here.
Right. Okay. Chris Olave. I watched a lot of his film at Ohio State, and he's just like a very polished route runner.
Well, first of all, let's say so Washington trades the number 11 to the Saints at number 16. So the Saints move up to 11, and the Washington Commanders, like, I make fun of Washington all the time, but like really what happened, I'll just say what happened today was like they totally got swept. Like all the bright lights were not on Washington today. Like when they were picking all the sexiness happened that had nothing to do with Washington, right? It was just they were just getting stomped on. Like everyone had a spotlight, and the Washington's light was really dim. Like it just like nobody cared.
I was paying attention to every pick, and the one pick I missed, I'm literally watching the draft. I just completely missed that they picked. We'll get to their pick in a little bit at 16, but I completely missed who they picked.
Blockbuster trade. I think during the AJ Brown trade or something. Yeah,
exactly right.
It's like, what am I gonna do? Look at AJ Brown and his new team and contract, or see who the Commanders pick? Like, who cares? Who cares what Carson Wentz and Dan Snyder are gonna do? I don't care if they're going to make beautiful music in Washington, D.C. So anyway, yes, Chris Olave picked
another
16,
Ohio State guy.
Huge trade. This is sexy. I like this.
Jameis stock going up.
I like it. What can I say? I finally like something. Here's a guy that I would draft.
Yeah,
I would do it. I draft Chris Olave in Dynasty. I'm giving my stamp on this.
Even with Michael Thomas coming back, I think he's still going to be very productive.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you, Couch. I'm going to also put my stamp on this one. Very fast receiver. Love the landing spot. In my personal mock draft, I had the Saints picking Chris Olave, but at their initial spot, not trading up. So I had that idea in mind.
Yeah.
Love it. Love the landing spot. This is probably one of the it's still a little early to say, but this is definitely among the top landing spots, I think, so far.
Yeah, it's going to really help. The Saints have a ton of receivers that are like, okay, they really need to be number 3 and number 4. And Traquan Smith, Deontay Harris, he changed his name to some Harvey, I forget. And then Marquez Callaway. Like, these guys are okay, but they can't be the number 1. Right, the number 3, number 4, they're gonna fit into that role.
Marquez Callaway was the number 1 for the Saints.
Well, in quotes,
right, number 1.
He was number 1 when guys like us do podcasts before the season started. After the season, it was kind of I'm not so sure who was the number 1 there. But Chris Olave is gonna be the number 2, and I like that number 2 option in the pass game. if Alvin Kamara gets out of jail and it's clean. So I like that. And now, oh my God, now I'm starting to salivate here. I'm starting to like things. I'm starting to smell colors here. Number 12, Detroit Lions. This was another trade, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. I got one thing right today. One thing right. I knew the trades were coming.
We had a Vikings fan in the captain who was not happy when this trade went down. He was not happy.
Yeah, what was he was not happy with the value. They just
the value.
Vikings just were like, we're gonna go down 20 spots, right? I'm just gonna read this. The Lions made an aggressive move up the board, trading their second first-round pick, number 32, a second-round pick, number 34.
And
the Vikings trade 32, 34, and a third-rounder, 66, to the Vikings for the number 12 pick and a second-round pick, 46.
Wow.
So wait. Let me. So the Lions get 12 and a second.
So from the Lions' perspective, they're going to move up 20 picks from 32. They're going to move down 12 picks from 34, and they're going to give up a 66 to do it. So it's a pretty good trade for the Lions, honestly, because they're getting that 46th overall back. That really makes it like kind of like WTF.
The Lions, this is a win because of who they got. I've already solved that. So I'm thinking from the Vikings perspective.
Why did the Vikings do this?
How is this that good for them? It's like, I get you don't want somebody at the 12 spot, but
so the only thing I can think of off the top of my head, they have 2 picks in that, let's call it like late. Well, I guess 32. They've already traded away, right? But or not traded away. They just picked a guy, Louis Cine. Yeah, so that makes sense actually, because I was going to say maybe that because people were thinking they're going to go corner to help the defensive secondary, Trent McDuffie at the, what would that be, the 13th overall pick, 12th overall pick, right? So he was available. He doesn't go. So maybe you're thinking, okay, well, in these mock drafts and all these projections, there's a lot of corners, there's a lot of safeties, a lot of DBs in that late round 1, round 2 range that maybe they still liked. So for that reason, I'm just trying to figure out what the reasoning is. Maybe that could be a possible thing because they needed a secondary help. They thought
we could still get it later in the draft, though.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little too far, right?
Yeah, I don't think that makes sense. They didn't really get anything. Yeah, they just didn't. It's honestly like when you submit a trade to Sleeper, and like you forgot to put one of the picks in. It's like they got one pick less. Maybe. They're missing a 4th or 3rd round pick in this. It's the only thing that like literally makes sense. I know this is like what I'm saying is like some stupid, dumb, childish conspiracy, but it's like it's the only thing that makes sense. They sent this trade on Sleeper and forgot to include like a 3rd rounder or 4th rounder in here. It's like what? I don't know.
I guess they just really wanted that 2nd round pick. I mean, that's valuable. That number 34.
34. It is an early second.
It's an early second, so it's basically a late first. You know what I mean? So
this is Derek Carland, though, right here, number 34, and I don't think the Vikings want to do.
Maybe who knows?
Or do they?
Or
do they?
Sam Howell? Or do they? Are you gonna make me Hal? Are you gonna make me Willis?
I think so. I think we just cracked it. I think we just
that would be, and they're guaranteed.
That makes sense,
especially if they like they might let's say 2 or 3 quarterbacks, which is like very like it's real within the realm of reality. They're gonna get their quarterback.
Yes,
it's kind of hard to predict that the quarterback would fall that much, though, right? Like,
I think it is easy because like once they see like the first, like they can pretty much
really.
Once Carolina passed them at 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you knew.
Exactly.
Right.
You know.
Really? You guys really think that? You don't think anybody would trade up in the 20s? And
it's just
30s?
that bad of a class. It's that bad. Like people.
It's a very weak quarterback.
They just put the percentages. Look, it's like very likely we're going to see quarterbacks in
They've been studying this board for like a year in advance.
It
like,
is
so
what
they
everyone
know
was
how-
saying, like late,
Yeah,
for
exactly.
early round 2 is like when we're going.
I traded my 22 first round for Carson Wentz like months ago. So if I did that, you know, I'm sure they knew. Like, it's just that bad. Like Kenny Pickett has the smallest hands of any quarterback in the NFL.
Last podcast we measured it. Kenny Pickett dwarfs me. I dwarf him.
But
I'm slightly bigger than average. Like I'm not, I'm 5'11". I'm a normal.
But he was the only quarterback to be drafted in the first round. So the smallest hands was the only quarterback to be drafted in the first round.
Small hand.
That means it's bad. It's very, very bad of a class.
Okay. So, let's switch to a positive note. Very sexy pick by the Lions. Jameson Williams. I wish I had like a big stamp. I'm giving my stamp of approval. Now, here's a guy I may want to really draft in Dynasty because it can only go up from the line for the Lions. Like they're going to get another quarterback probably next year.
Yeah,
something's going to happen. But right now they got Goff and their receivers have been okay. We saw Swift do well. We saw Hawkinson do well. Amon-Ra's the guy.
He was really good at the end.
They kind of rotated the first 7 weeks between, for 1 week it was like Khalif Raymond, another week it was like Josh Reynolds, and then we settled down to Amon-Ra fully taking over. So the receivers were good. So I'm not too worried about the quarterback. And like I said, it's only going to get better. The worst we're going to see is Jared Goff. It's going to probably get a lot better because they got a haul for that Stafford trade because they had to take on Jared Goff's contract. So they got a lot of picks for that. And I really think they'll go for quarterback next year. I think that's the plan.
Yeah. Jameson is definitely more of a long-term. If you're going to draft him, you're definitely probably not a win now team, more of a rebuilder, or you see yourself winning in a couple years down the road for a couple reasons. One, you just mentioned it's only right now it's not the greatest. Right now it's kind of the floor with Jared Goff. So you kind of got to wait for them to get that quarterback situation solved. And then 2, he does have an injury, right? So he might not even be ready to go for week 1. So
when did he tear his ACL? Was it 3 months ago?
It was it was
the championship game at the national championship game, second quarter. He tore his ACL. But before that,
was that like 3 months ago?
It was in January.
January. Yeah. So he might not suit up until like the second half of the season, or maybe not at all. I don't know.
I mean, still a good dynasty pick. I'm not going to hate on
dynasty. Great dynasty pick. Yeah.
You're not going to get immediate results, and you might have people.
That's how good he is. Yeah, he was drafted 12th overall after tearing an ACL.
This is so it sucks that I'm in the league with you guys, but I'm rebuilding. I'm in the league with you guys, and I'm thinking of sticking at the 1.03 and taking Jameson Williams. It's a rebuild team. He's my guy. I wanted. I could trade down. But it's like, why would I do, why would I trade down 2 spots? And I know who I want. I've already made these blockbuster trades, and I know Breece Hall's probably going in the top 2, and I know probably some other person's going. And I think that's my guy. I think I'm going to go get Jameson Williams. Like I said, I'm in a rebuild team, long term, like talk dirty to me. Those are the terms I like to hear. And I'm going to make a run starting next year. I'm also going to pretty much tank this year as well. And man, my team's going to be solid next year, I think.
No one drafted
103. I have no problem with 103. Say that again.
No one drafted the running back, Breece?
No, not yet.
No. So, I guess that's another thing I got right. I was like, dude, no team should be drafting a running back in round 1 this year. That is so stupid. And it's like, I am no genius for predicting that. It's like, just take there's mounds of evidence, and it's like if there's no Saquon, or like I think Najee Harris is way better than a lot of these running backs. So like if there's not a superstar running back, like you shouldn't even consider taking them in round 1. Like
the value and the longevity is not there.
It's
the injury risk is just too. Yeah, it's just
bro.
not.
It's like,
not
and
worth the
then
investment.
and then what happens year 4 is like you got to pay this guy. You're gonna really go through like a Melvin Gordon holdout. And that's a small example. That's just an annoying pest right there. I'm talking about a Zeke holdout, a Todd Gurley holdout. Like, oh my god, like that stuff ruins your team. Like it almost ruined the Rams. They had to dig themselves out of that hole. Like that was tough, and I think it kind of ruined the Cowboys.
No, I think you're right. I think that's a good point. Yeah.
Right now they could have Amari Cooper, Tony Pollard, some random running back. They could be on fire right now.
They should just have Tony Pollard as a starter.
Yeah,
fine.
Dude, have Tony Pollard and just go get another random running back for cheap. Literally anybody, just to help him out. You know, you don't want him getting 20 carries a game, but dude, it would have been great. I mean, Zeke's he's just kept getting worse and worse every year. He's still good, but like he's like kind of not even worth a roster spot, honestly. Not for anywhere near the money he's making. Like it makes
he's overpaid.
I think Jerry Jones felt bad. I feel like he had too good of a relationship with Zeke, like on a personal level, and he wanted to take care of him. But that's the only reason. That's the only thing that makes sense.
And I'm gonna get into a little tangent, but like Sushane and I are talking about these analytics. There's these guys who do these advanced dynasty analytics, and they live and die by. You know, it's their Bible, it's their religion, and you know I respect everything they say, and I use it as a tool. I don't know what it is, but maybe Jerry Jones, you know, kind of bought into this, right? You get James. When did James Robinson go? Round 6, undrafted.
Yeah, 6th round running back, I think.
Okay, yeah, and Eli Mitchell, same thing.
Same thing. Yep.
Yeah, I mean Jerry Jones, right? He was pumped to pick Zeke. Was it 4th overall?
Yes, 4th overall.
4th overall. Now he's like the contracts. Now it's like, am I an idiot? Like I drafted this guy 4th overall. Now should I pay him? Like it really like it's something that like he really had to consider. Like I drafted him 4th overall. When I drafted him, I literally said Troy Aikman, Michael Irving, Emmitt Smith. That's what he said. He's like, you know, we had a good wide receiver, we had a good quarterback, good running back. Now we have a good wide receiver, good running back, good quarterback. And it's like you said that you made that move, drafting a running back at 4. Like that's really bold. That's really early. And it's like when you do that, you really got to ask yourself, like, am I going to just admit right now that was a dumb mistake and not pay this guy? Because when you draft a running back at 4, you're basically saying like this guy's going to help me win a Super Bowl, or at least like help us, you know, be a successful team. And it's like, I don't know, if Zeke was drafted round 6, I just feel like just because of that number, like if he was drafted round 6, I think it's much easier for a guy like Jerry Jones to say like, I don't care about you, you know, go just stay in Cabo. I don't care.
I think that was the last year that it was okay to draft running back that high. I think after that,
times changed. Yeah, it was not that taboo to draft a running back 4th overall 5 years, because like Todd Gurley just did that like a couple years before that. Yeah, but now it is taboo to draft a guy. Like we've seen it over and over again. Saquon Barkley, Zeke. I mean, this is the formula on how to get screwed, on how to be in a cap nightmare, on how to lose.
Reggie Bush. Remember Reggie Bush? And then they took
he was about to go 1st overall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was a legend in college.
One is like Leonard Fournette, right? Is there anything more recent than Leonard Fournette from 2017?
Bro, that's like an unreal example. He went, I think,
he went 3rd overall.
3rd overall?
Oh, he went 3rd?
Oh, yeah.
My God. Wow.
3rd overall.
Right. Yeah,
it's so crazy that a team would draft Leonard Fournette 3rd overall.
3rd overall. Like, what year was that? That seems like 10 years ago.
He was compared
to 17. Back in 17.
Compared to LeBron James.
Like a lifetime.
Yeah, no, he was a god prospect coming out.
LeBron James. And I was like, yeah, he's big like LeBron, but no, he wasn't fast. Like, he wasn't that fast. Like
Wait, how high was C-Mac drafted?
I think 7 or 11, around there.
Yeah, I think it was, top 10 for sure. Yeah. Well, that I would say that was good. Like, that was a good pick.
Yeah, but at the time, it was okay. It wasn't like an amazing pick. I don't think anybody knew C-Mac would be that great. But on the other hand, Reggie Bush, he was like, could it be the best? Like, this guy's gonna be possibly the best running back ever.
Yeah,
in
ever.
the history.
He was the best college running back ever. In my opinion. Like
he was 100%
at that time.
That was a throwback time. Reggie Bush in college. If you guys haven't seen that, I know most people listening and watching have, but that was an insane time in college where this guy was taking it to the house every single game. He returned too, right? In college.
Yeah.
I mean,
dated Kim K.
Every game, whether it was a return or a run, like he just took it to the house every time. No team could stop him. Then he went to the NFL and he just hit a wall.
He's just too small.
I mean,
that's what happens.
He wasn't really that good, dude. Not even just size. Like he
even played for the Niners for like 1 year. Remember that?
Yeah, and he sued. Yeah, I think he ended up suing the NFL because he slipped in Buffalo or something with that fake turf. He slipped on the track. Yeah, it was such a weird career. But anyway,
they should give him back his Heisman though, for real.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, anyway, what we're talking about here is don't draft a running back too high. Jameson Williams, that was great at 12. And then this, I don't understand this. Is this guy that good? Jordan Davis at 13?
Or Jordan Davis? Which one?
Jordan Davis.
Monsters.
Both of them are insane.
But look at this. Okay, we got to talk about this. So another trade. Houston trades number 13 to Philadelphia for 15. Now, we were talking in the Couch Discord, the private Discord we got. Did the Eagles get sniped? We're talking about that. Now that we know everything, maybe they didn't. Maybe they wanted. Because I was really thinking the Eagles could use an O lineman or defensive lineman because the O line's kind of old and the D line could use some youth as well, some new players. So maybe this was the plan all along. Eagles select.
Pull up the Eagles roster real quick.
Jordan.
They needed a replacement for Fletcher Cox. That's why.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah,
there we
that's
go.
Why.
That makes sense. Yeah, because he would be a plug and play interior defensive lineman right away, day one.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
Monster.
Jordan Davis. I like him a lot, I think.
Yeah, Eagles trade for Georgia defensive tackle Jordan Davis, a replacement for Fletcher Cox. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that was it. I don't think they did get sniped.
No, I don't think so.
That's what we thought, but then the AJ Brown trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the AJ Brown trade.
Do we have to see this? I brought up the
no, that's all good. I want to see why they picked Jordan Davis, but Fletcher Cox is that.
Fletcher Cox, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So,
I think it's a good trade for Houston because they moved down.
Yeah, great trade for them.
They get more, more lottery tickets, which is kind of what they need at this stage in the game.
What do you guys think about Davis Mills as the starter for Houston next season? Are you guys high on him or?
I mean, I don't think he's the long-term guy. Like for redraft, sure, because he's like a super flex redraft. He is a starting quarterback.
They seem to believe in him though, which is weird. But he was a 5-star prospect in high school.
He was a surprisingly good rookie. Yeah, no, he's okay. I kind of just feel like the Texans are like an expansion team.
Yeah, now they are with Watson not on the team.
Like the Euro teams on Madden when they had NFL Europe.
Kinda. They have a lot of work to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those like, don't be Debbie Downer, Mike. All right, let's not go into the. Let me not pull up the Texans depth chart. Let's not, right? Let's keep the positivity flowing. Let's not bore the.
No, we don't want to see
that. But Davis Mills, though, was surprisingly good. So, at least they have someone who's not absolute trash there. And they got a good value rookie quarterback with Davis Mills. So, good for them. Great super flex dynasty steal if you got Davis Mills because he was
I traded golf for him. That was so
not
stupid.
Straight up, did you?
I might have. I don't know. I probably got a pick or something.
Would you do that, Sushane? Golf for Mills straight up? I would probably.
I probably would. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it.
Oh, Goff's future is so.
I probably would, dude.
The upside is with Mills. The upside's with Mills. The downside is with Goff.
Right.
That's true.
So right now you get a lot of safety with Goff. But then that, like in a year, like be like, whoop, he'll turn into a turn into a young Andy Dalton.
I think he's gonna be done soon. I just have a weird feeling.
It's like Andy Dalton, like him.
Yeah, it's gonna be
not a guy you want to start, and you can't start Andy Dalton in fantasy.
Yeah,
that's true.
You can't.
No, oh my! Bob just hopped in. Bob, you tuned in. We're talking about pick 14 here.
Oh my God, I'm drooling over this pick.
That was great. I don't know what's wrong with our Discord, what's wrong with these guys, but I mean, come on. Like, is this not destiny? It fell right into the Ravens' lap. This is the perfect fit for them.
Okay.
Perfect.
Look, hold on. I know I'm going to be spoiling a little bit that happens later, but the Ravens end up using another pick. There's just a trade that happens, and they keep trading that pick down a couple times. And they walk away with 2 players at 14 and I believe like 25 overall. And I look at my draft board and I get my second top guy, Kyle Hamilton, and my 4th guy, Tyler Linderbaum, the center.
So in my opinion,
the Ravens got 2 top 5 players on my board.
Wow. Really?
25.
But
that's what I feel.
Now look, the center 100%. I thought was okay, but that should be a great fit for them, right? Like what they're trying to like. That should really help their team immediately.
He's also the best center prospect in like maybe 6 or 7 years.
And centers are very important. I think they're more important than guards. I think they're an important position. Mm-hmm. Helps out the quarterback. Yes, also helps out the running game tremendously too. I see that. So
why do you think he fell so far though, Kyle Hamilton? It's kind of weird. Is there something that we don't know?
I think it's a position,
right?
Honestly,
just because
that's the only reason. Because I
mean, things that we were just talking about running backs, right? And how the landscape changed. So I think the analytics is saying like, look, don't draft this position, draft this position. Don't draft this position.
It's like value.
Draft this position, and it's like. Yeah, we didn't see no running backs. Safeties are like not. We didn't see a lot of safeties names called, at least not early. And we see no running backs. Is that really the only reason? Is there like little upside with this? Like,
no, I think that you're right. It's just the position.
Yeah, I mean, plus the whole Jamal Adams thing. He was picked like 3 overall or something. High.
Jamal Adams was 3rd overall.
Wow. Something like that, right? He was very high, I thought. But
he was
either way, that
whole
thing didn't work. He's great. He's a great player, but it just didn't work for the team. So maybe that's it kind of spooked in terms of the team build and where they are, where they feel they're at in terms of competing.
I guess he ran a slow 40 time is what people are saying. 4.59 at the combine, which isn't the best, and 4.7 at Notre Dame's pro day. So that is kind of slow, 4.7. If
that is a red. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really go off 40 time for a safety. I don't evaluate safeties a lot, but I feel like that's not really a great way to evaluate him. But it's still a red flag because this guy's supposed to be fast. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
First round safety. Yeah, he's supposed to fix a lot of things on defense and go left to right, sideline to sideline.
He's probably had a bad day.
Bad day
on the track.
That's possible, actually.
It's a red flag. It's a hey, I was defending what's Singletary? The
Devin Singletary.
The Bills running back. I was defending him, saying he had a bad day. And his 40 time and his injury, this and that. And I mean, he didn't turn out to be that great. Like, I still got him at value. I still think he's okay, but it's like, you have to look at these things. Like, it is something. And I think Kyle Hamilton's supposed to be a fast player. And so, red flag. That's got to be it. Dude, a 4.7 on pro day, that sounds bad.
Actually.
That sounds bad. Val's exaggerating here. Exaggerations. So this is around the time we seen this Blockbuster trade. Where's it? So we're not going to see the AJ. Oh, there we are.
Here we go.
Okay. Well, first Arizona. Okay, this one hurt my feelings. So Arizona trades number 23 to Baltimore for Hollywood Brown. Now, some people don't know, but when I was studying Hollywood Brown, I noticed he's getting passes thrown by Kyler Murray. These two were teammates
at Oklahoma.
And I have this. Where's my? I think
There
I had
it
a
is.
tweet. There we go.
Oh, yeah,
we got a
there you
little
go.
tweet here. Playing with Kyler Murray in 2018 in Oklahoma, Hollywood
Ooh.
had 75 catches for 1,318 yards and 10 touchdowns. Hollywood led the
That's a nice
nation
connection.
in receptions for 40-plus yards, 50-plus yards, and 60-plus yards, and Kyler Murray won the Heisman. So for the Cardinals, I like it a lot. And what better way to appease Kyler Murray's ego and say, hey, please don't play for the Oakland A's or Las Vegas A's or whatever is going on there. Like, please don't play baseball. But what about for the Ravens? And what about Lamar's ego? Are the Ravens drafting a quarterback?
They must think that Rashad Bateman's, he's getting a lot better, or he's going to be able to replace his production. And they also have Tyon Wallace as well, year 2. So maybe they're just going for the young upside guys.
Also worth noting, historically, the way that team has been built, it's extremely run heavy with a tight end and a singular X wide receiver.
That's what are you talking about? Historically, you mean like since Lamar was drafted?
No, since Torrey Smith, that it's the same thing. Back in those days, they would have
Anquan Bolden and
exactly, but it's only one at a time for the most part.
Yeah, they don't have. You're saying they don't have 2 good receivers.
They never have 2 wide receivers who were I guess last year, but Bateman was more developing. But they never had.
Yeah, I wouldn't count
wide receiver and then the tight end and a huge.
But why not? Like, what it like?
That's just their system. That's fine. Whatever.
It's against the grain because every team's actually going for 3 good wide receivers now.
Sure, but
not even just 2.
They do have the best rushing attack, I guess, in this ridiculous. I mean, now
Mark Andrews is a receiver, out, right? Basically.
But
great.
Yeah,
great receiver. Well, I'm a Hollywood Brown owner and Dynasty, and on that same team, I have Rondell Moore. So this kind of crushed me.
Ooh, that's rough though.
But I think this is all Christian Kirk's doing. This domino effect.
That's true. Yeah.
Christian Kirk leaves the Cardinals, signs a crazy, shocking deal with the Jags. And now no team wants to pay their wide receivers. Like, this is not one of my kooky conspiracy theories. It's basically like for every team, Tyreek Hill is gone. Devontae Adams is gone. AJ Brown is gone. Now Hollywood Brown is gone.
Debo's still here.
Still a 49er, baby. Still a 49er, but lots of weird news coming out about it.
It's a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy.
Yeah. No one's harassed me yet, so thank you.
I would trade Debo for the 3 draft picks that the Jets made today. No, I don't know.
Oh, that's
honestly maybe. One. It's a pretty good haul.
Maybe,
yeah,
like a maybe. Let's think about it.
It's a think about it. It's a think about it because the Jets crushed it. They had they did a really good draft. Yeah, they got all around too. They didn't just stick to one thing. They got a little defense, a little offense. They did good. Gosh, man, this draft is really tough to cover. I just realized that there's all these freaking trades, dude. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
It has to be the most trades, right? Like I've seen in the first round.
At least most blockbuster trades.
Like, impact. It's literally AJ Brown, Hollywood Brown. Like, this is crazy.
It's never happened before, I feel like this many.
The only thing that compares, teams did trade nasty for a quarterback. Usually we see that way before, though. Like RG3 and, what the Niners did it with Trey Lance. We see that beforehand. You don't just see it the last second, like the Eagles trade up and the Eagles get AJ Brown. Like, that's crazy. This stuff doesn't happen. I don't remember anything like this happening.
Yeah, neither do I. Not in recent memory, at least. This is made it exciting though,
Oh yeah. Oh, it was really exciting.
Absolutely entertainment TV,
Because I'm looking at this. Did this really? It seemed like every single pick was a blockbuster trade was happening. Basically,
yeah. No, there was
11 to 16.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I'm looking. This is literally there was a blockbuster trade every pick, even in between picks. Just Hollywood Brown gets traded. Hollywood Brown gets traded. What you gonna do about that?
Crazy.
Like they're trying to do coverage on the draft, and the Hollywood Brown gets traded. The Ravens move back into the first round, sending wide receiver Hollywood Brown, their first round pick in 2019, to the Cardinals. Hollywood Brown was drafted very early. He was the first wide receiver off the board that year.
Yeah.
Struggled his first year, but ended up being pretty good. And I love this for the Cardinals.
Now that I'm thinking didn't Hollywood Brown go 25 overall?
I don't know.
That was earlier.
If he did, that means that the Ravens just straight up, in a way, profited in terms of the draft capital. They went 25 overall to 23, which is not bad.
I don't feel like that's
that's not
that big of a deal. I don't think that's
but you got
a
first for Marquise Brown, and you got a higher first than what you spent to get him.
He was picked 25.
I kind of like it then. I like it even more than what I did before. And I like the move for the Ravens because getting a 1 for Marquise, I think, is.
Let's face it. One of the big things was they didn't want to pay Hollywood.
Yeah.
And that's true. Like, I don't want anyone to take that as in like, oh, they're a greedy team. Like, this is a business. It's not about. I don't care about my emotion or your emotion. They didn't want to pay. Like, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of cap space. Like, you may not want to spend that on Hollywood Brown, who's pretty good, but also limited.
Kind of small.
Yeah, kind of like small. He's not like, if he was better than AJ Brown, like that's different. Like, oh, he's like AJ Brown, but a little bit better. Brown. No, he's not like AJ Brown and a little bit better. He's not that. No, he's not a young, healthy Mike Thomas. Like that's not who he is. He's limited, and so I mean, I get it, but a little sad. Half a tear has been shed.
Speaking of AJ Brown, I think that's next. Oh
Eagles
my God.
Number 18 to tight ends for wide receiver A.J. Brown. Now, the first thought that came to my head was, other than what the Eagles are doing, because the Eagles were all over the place, was like, what are the tight ends going to do? Because they are a Super Bowl ready team, or at least close to that, right? They're a team that you think can win a playoff game or two, which basically means they're going for a Super Bowl. And it's like, bro, if you trade A.J. Brown, you can't win a Super Bowl now. But, they went and drafted their own wide receiver, Treylon Burks. I know I'm skipping a couple picks, but this guy gets a stamp of approval, right? You would draft this guy in Dynasty, right?
Yeah, my player comparison, ironically, before the draft, had no idea who was going to the Tennessee Titans, but AJ Brown. So
how big is this
AJ
guy?
Brown? They just got AJ Brown. He is 6'3", 225, I think.
Okay,
so he's 6'2" on here.
Big receiver.
Yeah, he's 6'2" and like 7'8", so he's closer to 6'3".
6'3". Stupid NFL.com's lying. It's okay. No, this is a really good wide receiver. I think they got him at a good value, and I think the tight ends also had a player, the same player comp as you, Shane.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah,
I think it's obvious after the draft that like, yeah, we're going to use this guy to replace AJ Brown.
Yeah, definitely stamp of approval. Honestly, could be if you like him as your WR1, I don't have a problem with that at all. He's that good of a talent.
Oh, in rookie drafts, you take this guy as the first. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep,
that's a huge.
His landing spot is not bad. So I mean, I
like his landing spot because that screams that he could be an alpha.
I'm not gonna say he's the definitive wide receiver one, but like if you took him wide receiver one, I have no issues with it. It's a good pick.
Okay, let's just say some funky stuff happens, right? I got the third pick in our league, and Jameson Williams isn't there, and I'm not drafting a running back. Who do I take? Which wide receiver do I take?
Olave.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Either Burks or Olave. Depends on what you want. Depends on what you like.
I don't want the Jets receiver.
Well, none of those are the Jets.
I don't want Garrett.
I don't want Garrett. That's fine.
I don't like it.
So between Olave and Burks, one of them is going to be your big-bodied alpha X wide receiver. The other guy is going to be your speed. Take the top off.
I think I would go Burks.
So,
nothing against Garrett. Honestly, I played fantasy long enough where you got to really watch out when you draft Jets wide receivers. Like really,
that's facts.
Like
facts.
whole like push. Yeah. I'm a huge Elijah Moore truther. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, we're not spending we're not having to spend a lot of draft capital to get that guy. Like we're not drafting him in the first round. Elijah Moore's more of a sleeper. He falls in, amongst dynasty heads. Yeah, everyone knows Elijah Moore, but he's more of a sleeper, man. He's definitely more of a mid-round, late-round pick, and yeah, I think everyone knows Garrett. Everyone's jumping on him.
Yeah,
so.
and to add to that, just a few years ago, we all liked this guy named Denzel Mims. Did not turn out
at
well
least I was okay on. At least I kind of liked him. Ugh.
Yeah, well,
Jets. Oh,
I
so forgot about Denzel Mims. Oh my God, Denzel Mims was a thing, and I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean that just adds more fuel there.
He's on the waiver wire in every league. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's yikes. And hey, honestly, some guys, myself included, I won't shy away. We liked him equally or as much as a guy like Garrett Wilson or Drake London, etc. So it can happen. Bust can happen. Be careful.
I did it. Oops, I did it again. Washington made a pick and I just went over. I didn't. It's just you guys are so boring, man. But they got Jahan.
I don't know anything about. Yeah, what is he like? Like, is he good?
I know
he's one thing only. He's speed.
Okay.
So
him and Carson Wentz are gonna miss on throws.
Yeah, I was higher on him pre-draft. This kind of plummets it for me. Washington was a low-key landmine for wide receiver, and Jahan Dotson, unfortunately, is free fall for me a little bit. What do you guys think?
Who's he like? Who's he similar to?
You hate him?
What's that?
You hate him?
I said, who is he?
Yes, I mean he's a little bit.
I hate him. I would not. I'm not, and I'm talking about his landing spot too. I'm not touching this.
So I would say I liked him. I didn't love him. I liked him 3 hours ago, or 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago, before he was on the Washington Football Commanders. But now I am not too high. Like I wasn't.
At least he's a kick returner too, so that's good.
Yeah, he's got a little versatility there. But so it's gonna be Terry McLaurin, Diami Brown, and Jahan Dotson. That kind of works, I guess,
and
for
Wentz.
roles.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, that's.
Don't forget about Dan Snyder. He's always in the mix secretly.
Cooking the books.
Yeah, he's.
Cooking the books incorrectly. Probably screwing that up too. Can't even do that right, Snyder. Yeah. Sounds like a disaster. Avoid it. Do what I did. Trade away all your late picks and just go with the save players this year.
Yeah, good strategy.
That's what I did. There's a lot of screwy. There's going to be some sleeper running backs though. I'd be interested in. They're going to all be flyers that you can get in round 2 and 3. That's fine.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, this draft, oh God, all these wide receivers after a certain point are just going to be just wishy-washy. Quarterbacks, they're all wishy-washy. A lot of decent running backs, but it's and I like, you're gonna make your picks, but man, I don't know.
Is there any good tight ends in this draft? I haven't heard anything about tight ends.
No.
Not great tight ends, kind of like Cole Kmet.
Is there anyone decent? I haven't even heard of
one.
Yeah,
there's some decent guys. You can talk
couple
about.
Who should we be on the lookout for as far as like tight end is concerned?
I would say Trey McBride, Greg Dulcich are the names to look out for. Okay. Trey McBride, Colorado State. He won the Mackey Award, which is the award given to best tight end in all of college. So that's impressive. And then Greg Dulcich, more of a raw talent. You're gonna have to wait a couple years to see if he.
There's no tight end from Florida. That's good.
Tight end.
I thought I heard something about.
There's no big tight ends.
Big name tight end.
Okay.
And you know how rookie tight ends are.
He's 6'7" from Virginia, Jelani Woods. People kind of like him, but I mean, I don't know. It's not sexy. It's not something I would invest early on. In either the NFL draft or your rookie draft.
They're almost bound to fail your rookie year. And then that, even in Dynasty, that means something. That's like, why would you want to draft that guy? That's roster space. It's one thing I learned after playing Dynasty is like roster space is extremely valuable. It's not the number one factor, and it's not the end all, no, but it's extremely valuable when you have like 5 tight ends that aren't doing anything. Mike Gesicki is a great example. First 2 years, you couldn't trade that dude for half a peanut butter sandwich, dude. Like you couldn't even sell him. Now all of a sudden he's, he was sexy, he was hot, his player profiler, it's great. Oh my God, this guy he's just amazing. He's off the charts. And then 1 year, 2 year in the league, you can't even trade him. Then again, he's hot. So it's like that's why I like tight end premium leagues. I'll never ever draft a tight end in Dynasty unless it's premium. I could always trade for one.
Easy. Yeah, that's fair. True. You might want to next year, but we can talk about that later.
Well, and next year's special.
Yeah, like next year's
sexy. There's always exceptions, like Kyle Pitts. There's always exceptions to the rule. I'm generalizing things, of course.
Yeah.
17. This is a great pick for the Chargers. Right, Chargers are super sexy team. Rocket emoji. Right, they're on the up and up. They're killing it. They're on fire. Zion Johnson. I think he's a guard, right?
Maybe. Yeah, Zion Johnson's good. I like him. I was thinking they would go Trevor Penning, but don't hate it either way. And then Penning went a couple picks later anyway, so all was good and well.
And then 18, Treylon Burks, great pick, lots of excitement. Let me know if I forget about a trade. 19, Trevor Penning. Love what the Saints are doing. They just got to go get their coach back. I think they're good. Got to go get Sean Payton back. And number 20, Kenny Pickett, quarterback. Oh my God, am I forgetting any trades? No trades. No trades for. Oh, we got a trade coming right here. What do you? I mean, is there really anything to say? It's hard to really judge quarterback 1 from 3, 1 from 4.
I would say, going into the draft, my thought process was if the Saints or the Steelers get a quarterback, that's probably the guy you're going to see in your Superflex rookie drafts be taken top 5, top 6, 7 in that range.
Just because of the landing spot?
Yeah.
Because I know everyone wants the rushing in Dynasty. Everyone wants Willis. Everyone wants the rushing.
Yeah, but I mean, this is kind of, I don't want to say it's an ideal landing spot, but it's darn near. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's kind of where you want to put your eggs if you're going to,
Well, he went to Pittsburgh, so it's a great hometown.
Pittsburgh,
yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone knows his value, it's them because they saw him play all year.
I feel like the Steelers, man, they have a pretty good roster. I don't know if they're going to solve their quarterback problem soon, though.
Maybe they will, because the way I describe him to you, Kenny Pickett, he's kind of like Mac. So Mac Jones is the comparison that I'm going to make here, kind of throw out. Not the same ceiling as Mac Jones, and we already said Mac Jones was a low ceiling type of guy. So really low ceiling. I've seen Derek Carr comparisons thrown out with Kenny Pickett. Yeah, that's cool too. But I mean he could be okay, honestly. Like Derek Carr to the Steelers, for example. That kind of works. That'll be nice. So if you could be a Derek Carr, like a Mac Jones light, we don't know what Mac Jones is going to become, but
I don't know, man. That doesn't sound too sexy to me.
Yeah, it's just trying to hype up like when you're trying to sell yourself, but you got absolutely nothing to bring to the table. That's what we're doing here with these quarterbacks.
Should he be the next Derek Carr, or is that too high of a ceiling?
That's his upside.
That's his absolute.
Is that like the top for him?
Best. Yeah, that's like the best of the best. Okay. But he does have the landing spot to possibly. I mean, like if you're talking about what stars have to line for that to happen, the first star has a line.
Yeah.
Good organization.
Exactly.
Good roster.
We're on the path.
Yeah. We're on the path. Good running back. What I mean?
We got around him.
Another trade alert here, though. The Chiefs moved up, and this is like we've officially this was the point where we've officially started the Jermaine Johnson countdown. I'm like, when's this guy gonna get picked? When's this guy gonna get picked? And they moved up to get Trent McDuffie, who's the 3rd or 4th best cornerback on people's boards.
Yep, 3rd or 4th, depends how you look at it.
And they needed some replacement there. Niners got one of the Chiefs cornerbacks. I guess let's just move on. But the trade was Patriots trade number 21 to KC for number 29. Patriots trading down again. Oh, then this has got to hurt Aaron Rodgers. You know, I don't even like Aaron Rodgers a lot, but I just respect the hell out of his game. He's just so good. He's one of the best quarterbacks ever play. And he's so clutch and just the instant Hall of Famer. And it's like they're kind of doing him dirty, man. No Devontae Adams, no wide receivers. Like, guys, what did I tell you, Sushane? Hey, were you able to find Sammy Watkins in your other dynasty leagues?
No, I was not. He's picked up everywhere.
What?
But that is.
He's old. This guy was only owned in half of dynasty leagues. Like, he's just on the waivers sometimes. It's crazy.
Yeah. Good for you, man. That is such a good pickup because right now he looks like their best option still.
All the good wide receivers are gone day one.
Yeah, all the really good ones. All the safe good ones. There's two really like boom busty. I like them a lot. Christian Watson, George Pickens, but there's a lot of risk to them, to both of them. One of them played in the FCS.
Those are good. Yeah, I'd forget. Those are good. They're going round 2, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna go early.
Because don't wait too long, folks. Like, I mean, these guys are gonna be going fast. Dang. Packers they probably have to trade.
Yeah. Did the Chiefs get a receiver?
Or they could have just drafted. Nah.
Wow. So Packers and the Chiefs.
Packers go linebacker. Okay, here with Walker. 23.
The Bills traded up to 23.
Ooh, another trade, huh? Baltimore trades number 23 to Buffalo, 25. So Baltimore moves down just 2 spots.
And they still get the 4th best player on my draft board. Nuts.
Yeah, but Bob from my Discord wanted Jermaine Johnson. But I think this is the right move. Like, I don't know. I thought that was perfect too. The Ravens go defense. But I think this is the move, man. Like, they needed to do something.
Either or, it was going to be an absolute steal. If they go Jermaine Johnson, steal at 25. If they go Linderbaum, steal at 25. So it was a win-win situation for the Ravens.
The Ravens' offense was always missing 1 or 2 things every game. Like whether the O-line was just getting Villanueva'd, or there was an O-lineman hurt, or all their running backs got hurt all the time, or their quarterback was hurt, or they misfired. Like, it just seemed like there was no continuity like ever this past year, and it was tough. And it's like, I don't want to just come up with excuses for Lamar, because a lot of it was directly his fault, but a lot of it was these injuries and the O-line playing terribly and just having no running backs, and this, hey, we got to completely change this. And I think this is a step in the right direction. We're getting,
I'd agree,
what you say, the best center in 5+ years.
Yeah, in my opinion at least, and in the opinion of a lot of people too, not just myself.
Tyler Linderbaum at 25. 24, the Cowboys get Tyler Smith. That makes sense. How good is this guy? No, I don't know much.
Okay, so this was the first kind of like, I don't want to call it a reach, but look, I mean, I'm in Chicago, so I'm seeing a lot of mock drafts for the Bears who have 2 second-round picks, and Tyler Smith was a popular second-round pick for the Bears. So that is quite interesting, seeing him go as high as 24, especially 1 pick ahead of Tyler Linderbaum. I'm not sure whether tackles are on the board still, but I don't know about that one. That's the 1 pick in this entire round where I was like, I don't know.
Kale says it's basically saying it's okay to call it a reach. So it's a reach, slight reach. Okay, I need to know these things. I need to know. Give it to me straight. Tyler Linderbaum at 25, very sexy. Then the Jets. Oh my God, what are the Jets
this
doing
is so
here?
Good. They go back in round 1.
Tennessee trades number 26 to the Jets. Jermaine Johnson finally off the board. I mean, the Jets looking like a really good team as long as the quarterback plays okay.
Bob Saleh, baby, he knows what he's doing.
And then there's really not much, right? Devin Lloyd, little trade. Yeah. There's a trade there. Devin Lloyd, the Jaguars, Packers go defensive tackle. Oh boy.
Wow.
I mean, I get it, but it's like, who are you gonna throw the ball to?
And then Kansas City also passes on receiver. They go George Karlaftis out of Purdue.
I'm not so worried about the Chiefs. I'm really worried about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers because Sammy Watkins has never really been healthy.
No, it's a concern. I'm going to see real quick what picks they have for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to bring that up here. Chiefs go with the edge, Karlaftis. I had him going like 10 picks earlier. Patriots go with the guard, Cole Strange. Daxton Hill to the Bengals. Was that a safety? And then Vikings draft a safety as well. Lewis, what's his name?
Louis Cine.
Okay.
Love him. He's good. I like him a lot.
Okay, let's go to round 2.
So the Packers have 2 picks at 53 and 59, kind of both in the back half of round 2.
Mm-hmm. That's late. That is late.
That's late. So you're not going to get those Sky Moores, Pickens, Christian Watson type guys unless
Sky Moore. That's another one. Does he have good upside? That's another guy I was really
I think he has good upside.
About.
We're going to see the landing spot, but he's definitely a guy. Second round on your rookie draft, he's probably a guy you want to keep an eye on. Pay attention to where he goes tomorrow, and see what's up with Sky Moore. He's an upside guy, but yeah, Packers aren't going to get any of these guys unless they make some sort of a move up. So they're going to have to be aggressive.
Any thoughts on anything else we got to cover? Any thoughts on fantasy implications from today?
We covered AJ Brown. We covered Marquise Brown. Did we cover AJ Brown? What did we say about him? Philly versus Tennessee.
Well, we said did his stock go up or down? His stock goes way down because Jalen Hurts doesn't really throw the ball. Still has room to improve, but it's like, I mean, his stock goes down. I mean, it's still Devontae Smith there. There's Goddard there, and Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the ball well. Like, it's not a good day for AJ Brown owners. It isn't. Yeah. This really helps Jalen Hurts, though. This really helps the Eagles. I mean, who knows? It could make him way better. Like, we saw this type of move, this type of big leap taken by Josh Allen his 3rd year. And this technically is Hurts' 3rd year. So it's like we could see that. Josh Allen.
It's now or never, you're saying. Now is the time.
Yeah. It is the time. Josh Allen gets Stephon Diggs, all of a sudden becomes like the best quarterback in fantasy. Right. Yeah. And it's not just because of Diggs, but I'm saying that's what happened. And now Jalen Hurts gets AJ Brown, kind of similar caliber to a Diggs when Diggs before Diggs went to Buffalo, and kind of a similar type of quarterback, right around the same, like Hurts is like quarterback 5 in fantasy. Josh Allen's like quarterback 7, like that, like still a lot of similar things. And it's like we could see that leap from Jalen Hurts. So
yeah. I would agree, definitely.
It's good for Jalen Hurts. Overall, exciting draft. Let's see if anyone has any questions or comments. Any fantasy things we can think of.
Yeah, you want to real quick do a slight little glance preview of what's going on tomorrow? We kind of touched on some wide receivers. No running backs have gone off.
I have to dip out real quick. But yeah, so you guys can
come back on when a running back gets drafted.
I will. All right,
exactly.
I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, so, I mean, no running backs were taken. The Bills traded up, did not get the running back. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they could still make something happen. But that's going to be something to watch. Breece Hall is everyone's RB1. Kenneth Walker rising.
A lot of people – Seahawks got 2 picks here. I'm really on board with not reaching for a running back, except if it's like the last piece of the puzzle. It's already round 2, so I'm okay with it. But it's like, even if I was the Seahawks, I wouldn't go running back. Like,
yeah, I think I agree there because a team like them, especially, they're just kind of like new to rebuild, fresh,
just like a dynasty, just like that.
Yeah, just like a dynasty.
So why would you do that? Yeah, it's like unless that's the last piece of your puzzle, I don't think you need to do it. I wouldn't hate the Falcons taking the best running back off the board at the 11th pick tomorrow.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't, but like, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. You don't
I think
want to
they may
run
have
that
other
guy in the
needs to
ground.
fill, but we'll see how the board
They have
falls.
every need to fill.
Yeah.
Every single need needs to be filled.
Player
They're
needs,
terrible.
team needs everything. Love it.
Yeah, it's like there's just really no need to reach for a running back. Like that's
I'm
just
looking at the
what it
board
comes
as
down
you're scrolling down, and I'm trying to figure out where would a realistic landing spot be. Arizona, 23 at 55 overall, maybe.
That would be great. Split with Connor, that would be amazing. That would make the offense pop. Yeah, that's great.
Bills still have their second.
Bills at 25. That's it.
That's
yeah. Even though I have Singletary, I do like him. I know he is average. So
yeah,
and you can get much better running back right here. Chiefs. Here's the thing with the Chiefs, for sure, but they have taken a lot of at bats at running back. Like I feel like you might get tired of that. Maybe go wide receiver, but hey, if there's no wide receiver you like, you could definitely get an upgrade at running back. I don't know, man. They got I get all these Williams mixed up. They got one of the Williams, Damian Williams as a number 3 or something. They got Jerick McKinnon, I think, still. And then they got Clyde Edwards-Helaire as the number 1, and now they got Ronald Jones. It's like
they have guys there. To get it done, kind of, but I mean,
Chiefs will draft a running back this draft probably, but I don't know what
they don't need to spend.
Do it at round 2.
Yeah,
go get a wide receiver. Like that's exactly what you need, right? Is a wide receiver if you can get a couple of these.
Yeah.
Trust me, I love the Linderbaum pick. I was just being greedy with Jermaine Johnson with our defense. It is the Ravens' move to just be like, everybody, shut up. We're drafting the best defensive player. That's usually what the Ravens do. So I thought they were for sure going to take Jermaine Johnson.
Okay, well, in my opinion, they said, shut up. We're going to get the best offensive lineman. And that's what they did.
It was the right
pick.
Like I said, like they needed to, they have offensive sparks. They just couldn't put it together last year. And this was going to help them. It's going to help them with the run game, help them with continuity in the pass game. So it should help them.
Yeah.
Kenneth
in terms of preview for tomorrow, then obviously quarterbacks. Oh, Kenneth Walker paired with Cordell Patterson. What do you think of that, Cal?
What are we talking about? The Falcons?
Yeah. ATL.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the Falcons. Like they need a running back badly, but like, what are you gonna do?
Other roster.
Like, what is this? Like, yeah, I mean, for fantasy heads, we were intrigued by it, but like, why would they do that?
Well, they also have. I noticed they also have a second round pick later on in the draft, near the tail end, right behind those guys, though. I think.
Oh, 26.
Right behind the Bills.
They need to draft other players.
Yeah.
I mean, right here could be even in quarterback land. Now, they probably don't like any of the quarterbacks because none of us do. But this could be quarterback land.
Yeah, that's also true.
They trade up. Yeah, I mean, it's we're gonna see them right here, dude. Like Titans, Giants, right here. We're gonna see. Like, this is like the time you want to, like, once the Titans are on the clock, you need to be calling to move up and get a quarterback.
Yeah, definitely. Got to jump Seattle.
I know. What about the Bucks? You think they go quarterback right there? No trade, no nothing. I mean, the Bucks are on the clock, right? Pretty much right now.
Yeah, they could. That's an interesting move.
Tom Brady, he's almost over the hill. He's almost 50 years old.
He's going to retire he's kind of season by season at this point, at best.
I think Houston stays with Davis Mills. I don't think there's any need. But they could, though.
Yeah, we were talking Davis Mills a little bit earlier.
Yeah, they could go with Willis. It's just a weird move. It's like you could have drafted another position.
I don't like the move, honestly. I think there's more signs that tell me they don't go quarterback than do. But Bucks, I feel like could be sneakily in play.
Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Possibly Ritter, because I don't know. I feel like the Bucks are kind of weird sometimes.
Or maybe they just go all in, because, I mean, hey, a quarterback is available, so they can trade this pick for a quarterback type price-ish and then get something to just say, hey, Tom Brady one more year. Let's go all in again.
Maybe here's when you may need to start trading for a quarter. Like,
yeah, it's actually
maybe you need to start calling the Bucks right now
tonight
for a quarter. Yeah, if you want a quarterback, because they're gonna be going. Look at the Giants are on the clock at 4. They didn't pick up Daniel Jones' fifth-year tender or fifth-year option. What do you call it? Fifth-year option. Yeah. Option. But it's like, I don't want to blow that out of proportion. I'm not. They didn't pick up his 5th year. Like, well, we know he's a bad quarterback. We know they didn't pick up his 5th-year option, and
it's also they don't even have to until Monday. Just FYI, but
they don't have to.
Yeah,
okay,
it's really like a non-story until it becomes a story.
But they might not pick it up.
Hey, they might not pick it up, right?
But they might. And they could also franchise tag him. So
there's options. Yep.
It's just none of that really. What matters is that the Giants are on the clock at 4, and they could draft a quarterback. They know like that's realistic. They could draft one. Vikings probably won't, right? But a lot of these teams could draft a quarterback. The Jets won't. Texans might. Vikings probably won't. Bucks could. Titans might.
Titans might. Know. Titans, I've been hearing some little.
I don't buy it.
In that corral, but no,
I don't buy it. I don't think they'll do it, but they could though. It's the threat that matters.
Yes,
they could. I wouldn't be too shocked. I'd be excited. I wouldn't be too shocked.
Yeah.
And then we had Rodgers is crying somewhere.
Yeah, he's got his 3 fingers worth again today. Another tequila day for him.
Cue the Sewell Burrow meme from last year and plug in Lamar Lindenbaugh. So is this the opposite? Is this like the Lions were supposed to take Sewell? They didn't. And now is Hollywood Brown Jamar Chase and Linder? I don't
like these comparisons. No.
This doesn't make sense?
No, I don't know. I think he's just in his feels about Marquise Brown.
I don't know. I think he's emotional though. I do sense emotion.
Yeah.
Maybe Lamar's gonna get another second to throw the ball.
Rashad Bateman, Bob. Rashad Bateman. Let's go. That's the play.
Yeah, see, I was a Rashad Bateman hater. Now I feel stupid. Now I wish I could go back in time and hop on the Rashad Bateman train.
He's great. I have him in I think I have him like 80% of my leagues.
Oh,
good stuff.
Man, I was right the first year. That's what Dynasty does to you. You're right the first year. Ooh, I'm so good. Everyone's talking about Rashad Bateman. Now I feel stupid. All the Dynasty heads were right. As of right now.
As of right now, yeah. Who knows what can happen?
Man,
it's all just so up in the air.
Guys, I don't even have Rashad Bateman in my top 5. It's like, don't do it. Don't do it. Now it's like, oh my God, it's so sexy. Yeah. So the Vikings traded back 20 spots to move up 12 in the second.
And they picked up a 3rd rounder, but that's correct.
Is that what happened?
That is correct. Yep, they moved 20 spots.
We're baffled. We were baffled.
Yeah,
we talked about
12
this
to 32
earlier.
and then from 46 to 34.
Meaning that Lamar can't throw to anybody if he's getting signed. I don't know if Lamar can throw to anybody. Period. So it's kind of what I'm saying.
Well, he won't be getting sacked anymore with Tyler Linderbaum. I know that much.
I don't care about Holland. And Villanueva retired. That's a plus.
Yeah, that's
he retired. Right? He forced to retire. He had to retire.
He was Dunzo.
Yeah, he's playing like opposite. He's playing like backwards.
Yeah. Well, I think that was quite the day. That was quite the draft. I don't think we've seen anything quite like what happened today, Couch.
No, definitely not. Like what's always been more like really exciting is these quarterback moves. Right, he's trading up every time. Like, what are these idiots doing? I knew Trubisky was going to get drafted once the trade came in. It was just so funny. And now, by the way, this is so stupid. I was at a sports bar. Like, I hate everybody. I don't talk to anybody. I'm an introvert. I look like an outrovert when I'm on video because I can do this. I'm an introvert. But I was like, let me act normal. Let me go watch the draft some spot. And I heard good things about this bar. I used to frequent this area in college, like $2 you call it. It's like it was a good dive bar, and it changed up, and now it's a new bar, sports bar, and it's a more upscale, like really upscale food for a sports bar. It's called The Couch.
Nice. Okay.
So I go watch it, and it's just terrible experience. It's this, you know how bars, they have alcoholics, and it's so annoying. And it's like, that's why I don't even like bars. Is like, I just, nothing to anybody, but it's like bars is like really promotes alcoholism and okays it. Like, it's totally okay to be like a total alcoholic. Like, so this guy, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's a loud drunk. No, he's an alcoholic. He's being loud, and he's like demanding like the people there play like old music, like jump up and get, and like I'm trying to watch the draft, and this guy's like, play Limp Bizkit. And like everyone's annoyed by him, including his friends. And he's there all the time. So like, his friends, like people at the bar that see this guy acting like an idiot all the time. So there's that idiot. Don't get the food. Like, the food's great, but comes late. But then like I'm barely able to watch the draft. This guy's being that loud throughout the entire draft. But then boom, I see the trade. Every time you see like a big trade, it's a quarterback. Like, it's just,
you have that feeling, right?
I mean, it's not every time, but like most of the time, and you're usually able to call it. So I knew it was Trubisky. I saw that the people on TV didn't, the analysts didn't, but it's like I knew it. And now it's like, now though, during today, you almost knew for sure it was never a quarterback, so you had no idea.
Yeah, we thought for a second Detroit, when they traded up for Minnesota,
could have been.
I think that that seems realistic.
I would have hated it if there was a quarterback. I thought it would have been. This is stupid. This is this desperate move that happens every year, and it's stupid. Like, I would have been so disappointed in them if they traded up and got a quarterback at bad value. They went up and got the best wide receiver, and a long-term smart move.
Yeah.
That was great. They got Jamison Williams. I love that move. That's smart. You don't have to desperately go get a quarterback. Yeah, when Andrew Luck comes out in the draft, then yeah, that's fine. Like, okay, this is, best quarterback in 10 years. Let's go get him. Like, it
says a lot about this quarterback class and what the NFL thinks about him, though. They're not even willing to make that desperate move. They don't think even that highly. These
play Limp Bizkit. Yeah, it was just after I went through that, and I'm not, my intention is not to be negative or offend anyone who drink. Like, I don't, do whatever you want. You want to become an alcoholic, that's fine. I'm cool with anything. I just for me, like, after this, I was like, no, I tried to go out. I'm just gonna stay home from now. I'm gonna stay home forever. Like, this is it. I'm done trying to be normal. Like, this, it was such a bad experience. It was so annoying. I mean, it's the draft. I'm at a sport. Like, it says the Couch Sports Bar. Like, I mean, why do you?
You're there for the draft.
I'm there for the draft.
Yeah, right.
I am there for the draft. I think I brought my laptop. That was a long time ago, huh? I think I may have brought my laptop. I didn't take it out, probably. I didn't take it out. I think I brought my laptop.
Was the 2017 draft, so 5 years ago.
I think okay, so I think I take my laptop and don't I don't take it out because I know that's abnormal, but it's like, it was so bad. Hey Alex, look. Sometimes there's trades where both sides lose. So even the Niners lost on that trade with Solomon
Thomas, right?
Yeah, sometimes both teams lose.
That is true. Lose.
Any last thoughts? I think I'm
excited for tomorrow. Hopefully my boy George Pickens, Christian Watson can get picked early. Good landing spots.
Sky Moore's got to go too.
Sky Moore, yeah.
There's too many teams that can use a wide receiver. So we're gonna see some wide receivers go. The last of this tier. We're gonna see running backs and quarterbacks.
And a tight end, I think. I think we're gonna see
tight end in round 2.
One tight end in round 2 or round 3. We have 2 rounds tomorrow.
Oh yeah, round 3. Yeah, maybe. So I'm talking round 2. Yeah. But yeah, tomorrow is 2 rounds. I'm just talking about right now, like right when the draft starts, we're gonna see quarterbacks go.
I was debating whether or not I want to throw the hot take out of a tight end goes round 2, but I don't think I'm willing to do that. I don't think so. No. Never mind. It's all good though.
The fact is this true? Tell me if this is BS. The fact Chiefs got Trent McDuffie at 21 is crazy. Dude was ranked as the 9th best player in the draft.
So I have Trent McDuffie as my corner 3. He was ranked 13 for me. And he was one of so for me, I was one of those guys who was very low on the 2022 draft class as a whole. There's 32 picks in round 1. I only had 14 guys with a round 1 draft grade. McDuffie is one of those 14. So James Davis, no BS with James Davis. He's got a point.
It's a key position, especially for the Chiefs.
Key position, and he's a good player at a key position. So
yeah, McDuffie there was a steal.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, guys, we'll end it there. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. That was one heck of a draft. Enjoy day 2. I know some heads are really looking at some real fanatics are looking at day 3. That's gonna get pretty deep. I don't know about that. That's gonna be fun. You gonna like day 3?
Oh yeah, definitely. Round day 5, 3, round 6.
Look, day 3 starts to bore me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I got ADD, but that is where a lot of these sleeper dynasty picks come into play, especially 100%. At running back and a guy that we loved, Eli Mitchell. Day 3. We both loved him a lot. I have him in every single league.
Good.
100% of my league. So
good.
And that's where you find these guys. So I'm not trying to downplay. I'm just saying, like, it is a little boring to me, but this is where you find the gems. It really matters, especially in dynasty, especially in fantasy. That's where you find these super hidden gems. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Signing off.